Okay, we got ourselves Kadam over for the team 1. On the team, we got ourselves Arcane as the Evoker, Seawork in the back. Hopefully Seawork will actually get a chance to play Leroy as well as Ari. And Kadam looking to see if he can get a good angle into Taxi. Playing Beast Mastery, double the pet. Bestial Wrath is going to go for the Chimeric really early on, as Taxi is just trying to load up dots on all the pets. Is playing a pet build. Unless Taxi is going to go sacrificing the pet later. I'm not really sure. Trying to get a UA into Kadam. Kadam goes in for a feign death for a second. That actually leaves him out in the open. Taxi can actually go for some damage. Trying to go for a big drain setup. As Kadam got a death check him on him. All these pets are absolutely rampaging him. It looks like Taxi is actually going to swap the UA attention onto the pets instead. Got a full soul rod on these pets and looking to gain a lot of drain life. Got the soul rod on the pets and is getting a lot of drain value from Kadam as well. Trying to go for a couple of shadow bolts too. As long as you get a bunch of dots on the Kadam, the shadow bolts can actually do a decent amount of damage, especially since they are all proc insta-cast. You got a lot more pets on the Taxi, absolutely just getting barraged by all these pets. Kadam trying to go for survival of the fittest. Maybe he'll give him a little bit more damage, as Taxi has an entire zoo on him. All these pets just, what? How many birds are there? Look at the birds. Literally, it's a flock. Kadam trying to see maybe if he can get himself some survivability, but I think he may be on a death's door with Taxi completely running him down. Darkglare literally walking up to give this boy a smooch. I don't know what the Darkglare is doing. He's literally a ranged demon, and he's literally walking up in melee of Kadam. Trying to take a bite out of the Hunter maybe, pulling it back. That is still a fellow Hunter on him. Shot him out for a second, does get himself a camo, but the pets do have a dot, so denying the Hunter that survivability. And Taxi just pushing in. There's nowhere for the Hunter to go. Trying to go for Bestial Wrath. Last little resort. Got himself a little bit of healing. Acceleration did come back up in a nice enough time. Trying to go for a bit of damn. That's going to be a silence on the Taxi. As Taxi got himself dark back. I don't think there's anything Kadam can really do in this situation. But the man's is still surviving. So that should be mentioned. The guy is still alive. He is still kicking. He is still in the game for now. He's not completely dead. Taxi pushing in, last shadow bolt, taking him out with Zarkanis, trying to see if he may be able to take him out. Does go for the sleep. He does get a sleep for the Taxi, trying to go for a little bit of barrages, big fire damage, interrupt the Taxi in shadow, going for them big disintegrates. I think he's actually immune to interrupts at the moment. Trying to get himself and knock up on the Taxi, interrupting his casting, more disintegrates, trying to go for a big stun, does land it. And is looking for even more damn out here. Disintegrates as the UA is up for Taxi. Zarkanis could be in a bit of a weird spot right now, trying to go for a little bit of self-heal. Big damage on Taxi, massive burst by the Darkglare. The dots are ramping up on him. Zarkanis trying to find some cover behind the pillar, but does end up getting taken out. So I know that Evokers do have an ability to remove dots off of them. I don't think they can do magic dots though, can they? Yeah, and Taxi, a lot of his dots are magic dots. Seawork going to be up next. First time we're seeing my man Seawork play. I think that was a really bad Z-axis with that Ring of Peace. Unless Taxi is just in the right spot where he... Oh no, there is a Z-axis. No, it doesn't work properly. I thought for a second maybe it just doesn't work. Taxi trying to see if he can maybe get some drain life with Seawork. Seawork got himself a little bit of temporal, got himself images as well. Taxi hoping to close the gap, but Seawork got himself the ult time to reposition missiles to follow and actually getting mad damage to Taxi. Mad damage into the Affliction Warlock. I think Seawork canceled out the alter time just so he could reposition. Big missiles still flying towards Taxi, trying to see if he can separate the pet as well as the Warlock. As long as he can keep the pet away or at least be in line of sight of the pet, nothing can interrupt him unless Taxi got more crowd control. Quick invis by Seawork, diving into that massive invis very, very quickly. Or instant cast greater invis very, very quickly. Got a polymorph for Taxi and is looking for a bit of a reset. Got himself, oh, ring, froze the pet, actually so good, big damage on Taxi, blast him out of missiles, Taxi froze himself yet again, even more missiles by Seawork, mad heal by Taxi, super low and held them. Big touch of the Magi. Taxi trying to go for a bit of drain, trying not to get interrupted by Seawork. If he gets interrupted on Shadow right here, could be a really bad thing for him. Seawork got himself a little bit of survivability, managed to go for Ice Block, yet another, I think a massive miss this time around just to escape from Taxi for a moment. Again, just trying to make sure he has line of sight of Taxi and making sure the pet can't touch him. Might actually decide to burn out damage onto the pet. If he can take out on the pet, he'll be in a really, really good spot. Setting up big damage with a touch of the Magi versus Taxi. He's trying to go for a little bit of Hellstone, get interrupted, wait, potentially in a bad spot, does get himself the Dark Pact. That's still going to be big damage. Blast out of Seawork, gets Taxi super, super low, does get himself a wall, does see if any more survivability. Barrage gets him incredibly low, dodging that Arcane Orb. And Seawork can just turn around, Arcane blasting the pet. Taxi's at no health whatsoever. If Seawork is playing the execute Barrage, this could be over. Just one peek and Taxi could be over. One peek and he may just be done. Does Seawork set up anything? Invis, you don't know where he is. You're just trying to kind of panic. You don't know where he's going to go. Missiles chasing after you. Is Saxy still alive? I'm surprised. Just trying to go behind into the room as best as I can. Barrage taking him out. Mortal does connect. And Seavark does end up taking him out, with Last Walker going to be up next. Trying to see if he can charge around the pillar. It's going to be a quick breath onto him. Last with a poly, does trick it out of him immediately. Got himself a fire breath rolling in onto Seavark. Potentially could give him a lot of procs for big living flame procs. Got himself quite a bit of damage towards Seavark actually. Quite a bit. Gonna be mass. Oh, he just immuned. He just immuned a lot of that. Trying to see. I don't even know what happened. Oh, that's super unfortunate. Oh, that is extremely unfortunate. He tried to go for the dragon breath, but he got stuck in the same place. He can't even control himself, his character. So Seavark just missiled him down. That was actually unfortunate. I hope Blizzard fixes it. Bugged? Yeah, that's super unfortunate, man. That is extremely unfortunate. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. I've only overshot my positional with the Evoker, like went too far. But I think I've ever got stuck in place. Stun onto Seavark as Kale, trying to see if he can put some pressure in. Going to be roots out of Seavark. It's going to be Ultra Time. Try to stick around where Seavark's after image for Ultra Time was. As Kale trying to go for a bit of damage of his own. Got himself the Avatar. Barrage by Seavark, lead by the Warrior, trying to see if he can close the gap. Stun onto Seavark, does have a normal blink, but Ultra Time is at the ready in case his health ever goes bad. Fear by Cal, trying to see if he can establish some control into Seavark, but he doesn't realize that the Mage is just going to be able to Ultra Time out of the spear. Looks like maybe the spear blink you, like boarding you back in, trying to knock him back. Is going to be a blink as soon as he gets charged on. Got himself the Ring of Frost. You literally can't approach this Mage. You got so many slows on you. Missiles just absolutely barraging, just drilling right through Cal. Maybe in a bad spot, trying to go for a little bit of self heal. Big barrage, execute breath as he closes the gap, touches the Magi. Oh my goodness, that touch of the Magi. I think it's the first time we actually seen touch of the Magi collect so much damage in PvP that it like actually just crushed somebody. It just like absolutely just like squeezed everything out of them. A Brule gonna be up next, trying to see if he can get some damage. Seavark trying to go for Polymer, but that's a Feral Druid. He's just gonna power shift from a cat form into bear form, but maybe Seavark try to go for a Nova, hoping maybe he shoots in like normal form for Regio really quickly while he breaks his shield. It was definitely a gamble. Seavark does not have Iceback for a while though. 25 seconds. If this man can live somehow until 25 seconds, he may be okay. Try to sit down for food immediately. Just freeze into a Brule. And he does get the Ice Block back. Trying to go for big damage. Does a Brule ready. It's going to be mad missiles. May have to wall it. Trying to go for as much self-healing as possible. Barskin available. Going to be Seavark with more missiles. A Brule not pressing wall until the very end. Did press a wall at the end of that touch of the Magic. Did not want to find out if it does enough damage or not. Super low in health. Does Seavark get him? Oh my god. Who is this Arcane Wizard? On how? As went from a Boomkid to a Shadow Priest is going to be up next. Needs to get some dots on the Seavark. If he can get that VTD pain as well as DP rolling in, I think eventually Seavark may be in a tight spot. Gonna be Seavark blinking away from the Shadow Crash. Quick breath on How. Just trying to see if he can play defensively. Got himself a touch of magic on the guy. Misses around the corner. On How may have to press the defensive, taking quite a bit of damage. Seavark getting hit with the silence. On How will still have quite a big hit on that touch of magic on him. Does blast him out. Siphon around the corner could potentially slow Seavark down. But you will need to kind of kite the Mage out in the open. Mage using Invis in order to bypass the Siphon, sneaking around that Fiend completely. Gonna be another touch of magic. Seavark with the Arcane Surge does on how survive it. Big blast of damage. Got himself a silence of the Seavark with the PI on him. On how take a big damage though. Oh my god, the barrage at the end. Oh my goodness. Seavark 1v5 chat. First, Arcane Mage 1v5 duel. Boys, Af is just literally a healer. I do no damage. Really? Really, huh?